to the 311 Griffin YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick video about what DCS World is and about the modules, because I've been seeing a lot of questions from new DCS players about the different install possibilities with DCS World and the different modules, specifically Flaming Cliffs 3 and the lower fidelity aircraft. Now, I know that this is covered in other videos, but I'm going to try to do a really quick video, just going through it really fast. Now, this is something I never do, but unfortunately it works, and so I'm going to start doing it, and that is, if you find my videos helpful at all, or entertaining at all, which is doubtful, there are ways you can support the channel. There are a number of ways. There's Patreon, there's the thanks in YouTube, there's just watching ads on the video. There's a number of ways you can join the channel, subscribe, get notifications, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill. That's why I don't like saying it, but clearly it works if you say that kind of stuff, so I'm going to start saying it. Let's get into this. So what is DCS World? Well, DCS World is a free program, and it is the container that contains all the modules. If you think about it like a container, it might make more sense. It comes with a free Su-25T and a free TF-51D. It says fighter. It doesn't have any weapons that the Mustang doesn't. The free Mustang doesn't. It's more of a trainer. But the Frogfoot does have weapons, and those come free with DCS World. Those are two modules that are included. There are also two terrains which are also modules that are included, and that is the Caucasus map and the Marianas map. Those are both free. Now let's talk about some differences here. If you go to the products DCS World, you'll get the same thing. This is all the stable version. If you want open beta, which I recommend, I would go to downloads DCS World. Here's stable and here's open beta. Open beta allows you to fly any of the early access aircraft. So if it's in early access and you want to fly it, you've got to do it in open beta. Now, I used to run an install of each, but that takes up a lot of space on your PC. So I got rid of my stable version. And honestly, I rarely have issues with crashing in open beta. Every issue that I have had, a quick repair has fixed, or if I uninstall any mods that I have, it's fixed it. So don't be too scared about open beta. Now, the other thing of note is you can get to DCS World from Steam, and a lot of new players get there from Steam. They find it in Steam and they download it there. I don't recommend going through Steam. And really quickly, the reason is, the first reason is because Valve gets a cut of the money instead of Eagle Dynamics getting it, and being kind of a small-ish developer in a niche market, I want Eagle Dynamics to get as much of the proceeds as possible. Okay, now I have nothing against Valve. I actually love Valve, and I think they do a lot of really good stuff. And Steam is, quite honestly, by far the best gaming interface that I've ever dealt with. So I love Valve, but I just want Eagle Dynamics to get the support, right? The other thing is because there is a thing called the free-to-play program, and you can only access that through standalone. So free trials basically are 2 weeks that you get to fly any module for free every 6 months. So I flew the Mosquito a couple weeks after it came out, and I can already fly it again, and I don't own it. So the free trial is really awesome. It gives you a chance to see if you like an aircraft. It gives you a chance to try something out. Also, if you're new, there's this 50% joining discount for your first purchase. No matter how many modules you purchase, you get 50% off. That's huge, and it wasn't in place when I started playing DCS, so I've never gotten to take advantage of that. So if you're new, take advantage of that. You might even consider saving up. If you can only afford one module right now, you might consider saving up and getting a few modules at once. Now, for the record, modules are not going to be your biggest purchases if you get into DCS. Peripherals are going to be your biggest purchases by far. Yeah, you can do it with not spending a ton of money on peripherals, but I've spent way more on peripherals than modules, and I don't even have that much. So let's talk about the modules. Everything under this product and under DCS World, these are all modules: planes, helicopters, terrains, campaigns, other. We'll come back to planes, and helicopters are self-explanatory. Terrains, these are modules. So this just, I believe, released today, the South Atlantic map. The Marianas map is free. Syria map is a paid terrain. Channel maps paid. Persian Gulf is paid. Normandy's paid. Nevada is paid. And then the only other one, and it's not here because it's always been included in DCS World, and that is the Caucasus, which is free. Then you get campaigns. Now, me personally, I think every module should come with a campaign, at least a short campaign, but most of them do not. When you buy a module, you're going to have to just play the single missions, make your own missions, or download missions or campaigns. But you can come in and you can buy campaigns for the different modules. Those are considered modules as well, really. They're kept in the container of DCS World. And then we've got other. Supercarrier, great module. This navigation system was an add-on, World War II assets pack, and combined arms. Now in combined arms, you can drive around in tanks and play JTAC and stuff like that. It's not as fleshed out as I wish it was. I don't know that it gets a lot of love, but it's still a cool thing that might be worth investigating if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So let's go back to planes. These are modules, but I really just want to talk about Flaming Cliffs 3. So typically speaking, if it says DCS module name, that is a full fidelity module. And when you get down here to MiG-29 for DCS World, this is a low fidelity module. This does not have a clickable cockpit. You can still look around and you can still fly it and fight in it and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't have a clickable cockpit. And typically speaking, the systems are greatly exaggerated or simplified. Simplified is the right word to use there. The flight models are also probably a little bit more simple than the full fidelity modules, although they have done a lot of work to get these flight models more updated and better over the years. So they are better. You can buy those individually, or you can buy Flaming Cliffs 3 if you would like. And Flaming Cliffs 3 has the F-15C, A-10A, Su-27, Su-33, MiG-29A, MiG-29S, Su-25T, and the Su-25. So some people say that you should get this first or a trainer in DCS to learn. Me personally, I would recommend, if you are interested in a full fidelity module, just get the full fidelity module. These, since they have simplified systems, you're going to be relying on a lot of keyboard shortcuts and HOTAS controls that don't make a lot of sense, and they're not intuitive. And so you are going to learn it, and you can certainly learn how radar systems and RWR systems work, and that will transfer into full fidelity modules. But as a general rule, those aren't the things that you're going to have difficulty learning in full fidelity modules. It's other stuff. So I personally think you should just jump into a full fidelity module. And I'm not trying to knock the trainer aircraft in DCS. I think they can be pretty fun for people. They're not for me, and I don't see the point because DCS is a simulator, so it is a trainer. Even if you're in an A-10C or an F-16 or whatever, it is a trainer. So you really don't have to go get a trainer aircraft if you don't want to. But you can if you want to, and a lot of people have a lot of fun with those. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about here is texture templates and user files. So these are basically in the download sections, and the texture templates allow you to build your own liveries for your aircraft, certain aircraft. Check these out when you get a chance, but we don't need to talk about them now. And then in user files, you can basically get everything from free campaigns to device profiles, mods, various missions, and skins, and other stuff. So lots of stuff here, and you can filter this any way you want and find and download your files. Now, a lot of times there aren't good installation instructions with some of these, but it's pretty straightforward for the most part in DCS. It's not too bad. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about for new players getting into DCS are the free mods. So there's 3 that I'm going to kind of showcase here. These are what I consider to be the best mods out there. There are some others that are really good, but these are three that I have tried myself, and they're really good, and they don't require anything else. Some mods you run into are going to require other DCS modules. So a lot of mods lean on the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft, so you've got to have some DLL files and things like that from Flaming Cliffs 3. These do not. These are standalone, so you could fly these without ever purchasing anything from Eagle Dynamics. And this C-130 mod is absolutely superb. It has a clickable cockpit, it's got different stations, it's got a bunch of animations, it has a lot of procedures, and they are updating this a lot. Same thing with the Super Tucano mod. This is a super fun aircraft to fly around in. And the A4 is the same way. Very, very fun. This one's been around for a very long time, and these guys have done yeoman's work on this mod. All of these three teams have just done fabulous work. So look into those. Absolutely free. They don't require anything but DCS World. So jump in and give it a try. So to sum this up, DCS World is a container. It contains the modules. The modules are basically anything else that you throw into it. Terrains, campaigns, planes, the super carrier, combined arms, all that stuff are modules that go in DCS World. Don't go with Steam. Go with standalone, and if you want the new aircraft, go with the open beta. And then finally, there's full fidelity modules and not full fidelity modules. The non-full fidelity modules you can be bought separately or as Flaming Cliffs 3. And if you buy Flaming Cliffs 3, you get all of the non-full fidelity modules that are contained there. But I would recommend going for a full fidelity module as your first module if you are interested in it. And then, sorry, I said finally before, but finally, there are free mods out there that are really, really good. Not too difficult to install and can give you a lot of bang for your buck. DCS World is the greatest simulator ever made that is available to the civilian market. By far. It's not even close. Nothing else comes close. This is the simulator I was looking for about 30 years of my life when I kept downloading demos and being grossly disappointed. It can take a lot to get into, but there's nothing that beats DCS World. And I don't think there ever will be. As long as Eagle Dynamics exists, DCS World is the gold standard of civilian available flight simulators. And that's a 100% rule. That's the end of the story. Thank you for watching. I hope it's helped. It's longer than I meant for it to be, but we did cover a lot in a short amount of time. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and we will see you next time.